Greetings, dear listeners. Have you ever wondered why two individuals experiencing the same traumatic event can react so differently? This fascinating question forms the crux of our discussion today, shedding light on the complex nature of mental health disorders. It's an engaging yet often misunderstood field of study. Today, we invite you to on a voyage with us. Let us delve into the world of mental health using case studies to illustrate the different types of disorders we'll be examining. Next, we have bipolar disorder, a wave that rises and falls unpredictably, reflecting the alternating periods of elation and depression that individuals with this disorder. Then we encounter the wave of schizophrenia, a massive and frequently misunderstood wave. It's characterized by thoughts or experiences that seem out of sync with reality, confused speech or behavior, and diminished involvement in daily activities. Lastly, we introduce to the wave of post-traumatic stress disorder, a leftover from a past storm. This wave embodies the traumatic experiences that persistently haunt individuals, evoking flashbacks, nightmares, and intense anxiety. Remember, these are just a few examples of the many mental health disorders that people may experience. Each disorder is unique and requires a different method of treatment. Join us as we delve deeper into each of these in the following scenes. Now, let's talk about Anna. She was in a major car accident. Thankfully, she was spared any physical injuries, but the mental scars proved to be harder to evade. Plagued by the gruesome memories of accident, she found herself grappling with intense fear, recurring nightmares and vivid flashbacks, all which led to a constant state of dread that disrupted her day-to-day life. After a consultation with a healthcare professional, Anna was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, a condition that can occur after any traumatic event, is characterized by intrusive memories of the trauma, avoidance of anything that reminds the individual of the event, changes in mood and cognition, and alterations in arousal and reactivity. Now let's consider John. He was also involved in a similar car accident, but his reaction was different. He didn't experience the same fear or distressing flashbacks as Anna did. Instead, he became increasingly withdrawn, lost interest in activities he once enjoyed, and was perpetually plagued by feelings of hopelessness. John was diagnosed with major depressive disorder. Major depressive disorder, often simply referred to as depression, is characterized by a persistent feeling of sadness or a loss of interest in outside stimuli. This can lead to a variety of physical and psychological problems and can decrease a person's ability to function effectively at work and at home. And then there's Sophie. She's a successful entrepreneur who seems to have it all together, but there's a hidden side to her story. Behind the facade of success, Sophie is in a constant battle with obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD. Unwanted intrusive thoughts wreak havoc on her mind, escalating her anxiety levels. To deal with this, she relies on repetitive or rituals. These are her ways of coping with the anxiety. OCD, as we know, is characterized by obsessions and compulsions. Unwelcome thoughts, images, or urges that trigger distressing emotions are known as compulsions. On the other hand, other behaviors that individuals engage in to try and suppress these obsessions or to ease their distress triggers. Essentially, mental health disorders are multifaceted, manifesting diversely in different individuals. PTSD, major depressive disorder, and OCD represent only a fraction of the numerous mental health conditions affecting untold numbers of individuals globally. Decoding the intricacies of mental health is crucial. This understanding aids not only to support those who are in the midst of these conditions, but it also serves as a powerful tool in breaking down the stigmas commonly associated with mental health. It's only through fostering awareness, understanding, and empathy that we can move towards building a society that truly supports and values mental health. In our quest to understand mental health disorders, it is also important to recognize the signs and symptoms. These are often the first indicators that someone may be struggling with a mental health disorder. These are just a few signs and symptoms. If you or someone you know is experiencing these, it's important to seek help from a healthcare professional. Remember, recognizing these signs is the first step towards getting the help and support needed. Now, let's take a closer look at the signs and symptoms of mental health disorders. Keep in mind, these symptoms can vary greatly from person to person, and they can manifest in many different ways. Persistent feelings of sadness or despair are a common symptom. This isn't merely having a few bad days. It's a continuous and unyielding feeling of sorrow that can greatly interfere with a person's ability to function normally. Other symptoms include extreme mood swings, which include uncontrollable highs or feelings of euphoria, which may hint at conditions such as bipolar disorder. Unexplained fears, worries, or anxieties that go beyond the usual stresses and worries of daily life, and can often be paralyzing or overwhelming, can also be indicators of a mental health disorder. Social isolation is another common symptom. This could mean avoiding social activities that were once enjoyed, or distancing oneself from friends and family. Drastic eating and sleeping habits can also be indicative of a potential mental health issue. This could involve eating or sleeping too much or too little. Intense feelings of anger or violent behavior can be another symptom, as can delusions or hallucinations. Inability to cope with everyday problems or stress is another common symptom. This can often lead to feelings of being overwhelmed or unable to handle even minor issues. Lastly, thoughts of suicide are a serious and urgent symptom of a mental health crisis. If you or someone you know is experiencing these, it is crucial to get help immediately. Remember, these are just some of the signs and symptoms of mental health disorders. Everyone's experience is unique, and professional help is always the best course of action when these signs are noticed. If you're in the middle of a crisis and you find it easier to communicate via text, just send the word HOME to 741741. This service is available 24/7 and offers free crisis counseling. The National Alliance on Mental Illness, often known as NAMI, is another invaluable resource. Their helpline is there for general information, referrals, and support. NAMI is committed to enhancing the lives of the millions of Americans who are impacted by mental illness. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health issues, remember, you're not alone, and there are numerous nationwide help centers available to provide support. Remember, it's okay to reach out for help. These resources are here for you. Mental health is as important as physical health, and seeking help is a critical part of the recovery process. Don't hesitate to use these resources if you need. For those outside the US, numerous assistance centers are accessible to provide support. In the United Kingdom and Ireland, Samaritans offer round-the-clock assistance for anyone in distress, inclusive of those who are feeling suicidal. They can be reached at any time by dialing 116-123. In Australia, Lifeline provides 24/7 crisis support and suicide prevention services. You can reach them at 131114. Remember, regardless of where you are on the planet, help is accessible. It's perfectly fine to ask for help, and it's perfectly acceptable to accept. Mental health is global, and it's something we should address together. For those outside the US, there are also numerous help centers available to provide support. Don't hesitate to reach out if you need it. These resources are here for you. Now, allow me to read the numbers for you. Please write these numbers down for future and immediate references. In the United Kingdom and Ireland, the number is 116123. In Australia, the number is 131114. We trust that this visual content has been illuminating and beneficial for you. The issue of mental health is one that warrants greater consciousness, comprehension, and compassion. If you derived value from this video, we kindly request that you consider expressing your approval by clicking the thumbs up icon. Should you have any personal encounters, reflections, or inquiries related to mental health, please do not hold back from posting a comment in the section below. We are of the firm belief that a transparent conversation is a crucial factor in eliminating the negative perception surrounding health. Furthermore, please remember, if you wish to stay informed about more content of this source, click on the subscribe button. Your active participation aids us in extending our reach to a larger audience and constructing a community that lends support and encouragement to one another. And now, we hope this video has been enlightening and helpful. Remember, you're not alone, and together, we can make a difference. Always remember, you're never by yourself, and collectively, we have the power to bring about a change.